Today, I'm going to talk about and revisit the subject of build or no build out of your rig to get started on the nomad life, or just a camper van that you want to use on a part-time basis. Little Birdie has been telling me in comments that a lot of you are getting ready. You've bought the book and you're going through things and you're starting to purchase things that you know that you're going to either need for survival or the full-time nomad life, or just a camper van life that you're going to do on a part-time basis. I want to go into more detail, so let's get started with that. I'm going to go into great detail inside my minivan. So let's go. Now I'm in the city. Let me show you the view that I have on the other side here. Yeah. I hope y'all don't mind. I do have eyes, see? I have eyes. But living in Arizona, my eyes have gotten really sensitive to light. After 40 years of being in the sun, 98% of the days in Arizona, especially southern Arizona, is complete sunshine. And sometimes, in most cases, heat. So let me put on my sunglasses. Hope you don't mind. Okay, so inside my minivan, I just got a comment that one person said, I prefer a sedan. I think I want a sedan. I got a minivan, but I want to go back to a sedan. I think I'd be more comfortable living in that. I've seen it done. Let's go. Go ahead and get your sedan or an SUV. Now, some of you want like a high top like Paul has. He has a ProMaster Ram 2500 high top, okay? And so he's done a little bit of a build out. I do not have a build out. I'm going to invite you in. We're going to go into more detail on what's going on in here and the possibility of a build out. And I'll explain what that is, or a no build out, which is what I have. So let's come on inside and see what's going on inside here. Okay, I'm inside now. Got the door shut a little bit. Well, I'm Minivan Lee, and I've lived in my minivan for 6 years. I've been a nomad full-time, traveling all over the country. Well, there's some spaces I haven't actually gone to, but for the most part, I've gone across the country. In 6 years, I've gone across 3 times, and then I've gone up and down and around in this area. At this point in my life, as a nomad, and I travel with my friend Paul. I know you've seen a lot of them. If you're new, then go back. Go down below. I've got a lot of videos for you to catch up on. Almost 600 videos. And Paul and I, what we've been doing is kind of going into just a couple major areas. In the winter, we go, and then in the summer, we go to another area in Arizona. And we don't travel as much. You know, gas is high right now. And we're just kind of a little bit tired of driving so much. When we were first nomads, oh my gosh, we wanted to go here and there and everywhere. We're getting a little tired of it, and we just want to live our normal lives. We're in a van, but we're in a van. We're not in a man. Whoa. But we're in our vans, but we're just normal people living our lives just like you that might live in your bricks and sticks, your house. Okay, so as far as my build out, let's start over here. I have 3 of these narrow or tall. They're separate. They actually, here, get this. I got a bungee here that kind of holds them back a little bit. But this is just see, they're separate. Inside, I made these. I've got videos on how to do this so that they're clear and I don't have to look at what's inside. Now, behind and up here, I have my pillows and my blankets for sleeping. Now, this is a no build out, so I don't have a bed built out. I have my sleeping bag here. And every night, I pull this out, I roll it out, and I've got my sheet, and I've got my pillows, and I make my bed. In the morning, after I get done sleeping, I roll everything and put it where it's at now, okay? Now, you might say, well, wow, you don't have an actual bed. Now, a lot of you already know that. You know I don't have a bed, and you're going, okay. Well, if you knew, this is how I sleep. I don't mind having a little bit harder surface. It's actually uber comfortable. Now, down here, I've got, this is a towel so that I can shake it out every day. I've got 3 blankets. I've got this really puffy carpet right here. So it's actually pretty comfortable for me. It really is. But here's the thing. Build out, no build out. Which should I go with, right? It's going to depend on different factors. How comfortable are you sitting on the floor and sleeping on the floor? This is my daily, like I would be here editing a video. So I can prop my feet on where the cup holder goes there. This is a minivan. I can prop my feet up there. This is like a living room for me. And I can just sit here. I can make my coffee and all kinds of things. I like sitting on the floor. It's just my style. I've always been that way. I even grew as I've gotten older. I'm 70 years old and I don't mind it. It's kept me in shape, having to get up and down and not sit on lazy boy chairs, things like that. Okay, but here are some factors you're going to have to deal with. When I move around, I'm on my knees. I have to move on my knees, right? Because I can't stand up. How good are your knees? That is going to be the deciding factor in a minivan of whether you're going to need a build out or no build out. Is your knees. My knees are perfect. I have perfect knees. And another thing too is your size. If you're really tall, I mean, it's going to be hard for you to sleep this way, right? I mean, it just is. I'm 5'3", so I'm short. A lot of you are my size. So if you're my size and you want a minivan, this is a really good build out for you. Now, I have space. I have about this much space behind here for what I call my garage. Okay, those are things that I want to have access to when I'm outside, whether it be I'm going to go do my laundry. I'll go out and I can just open up my hatch, grab my laundry soap. And there's other things in it too. My chair, if I was out camping, I'd want to pull out my chair. Things like that. That light that y'all love. A lot of you have bought this light. They are awesome. Okay, so what is going on then over here? Okay. This is my dresser. Now, the only reason normally you would get out on this side, because this is the passenger side. When you're parking, like on a curb, you don't want to, because my driver's side's over there, you don't want to open up your door and get out into traffic. So most people use this side. But my other van before that did not open on this side. Or no, this one, it didn't catch. And I was always afraid somebody could have their head in there and then it would whack, close, and cut. Well, that would be horrible to cut off your head, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So this was locked permanently. So that's why I'm used to this being on this side. But normally you would have it on the other side so you could get in and out here. But here's another catch. If you're following me, I hope you're following all of this, because this is really detailed information on whether you want to build out or a no build out. If you're my size and you got a minivan and you like sitting on the floor, you don't mind it, you would feel so confined with a build out. And I've heard people say that. They did a build out and they asked their son, they said, tear this out, I can't stand it. It is a bit confining. That's one of the reasons I won't do it. But I can get in on my driver's side and I can just step over and come in. So I don't need to go in and out all the time with this side sliding door. Okay. All right. So these are some little details. These are the only real things that I have in this area here. I do have 3 bins. I've set them outside today. I will show them to you before it's over. But what I can do is I easily pop them outside. It's easy. And they usually go right here in front of the sliding door. When I'm out boondocking, or if I'm going to do this filming like I am now, I pop them outside. I have a tarp that I put on the ground so my bins aren't just sitting on the dirt, you know, or on the gravel. There was a little bit of oil out here. Somebody spilled something out there. So I put a tarp down and then I put my bins out. But they usually go right here. It doesn't impede my space here. It just doesn't. Nice. But look at this. I took out my passenger seat. The only seat that's left in my minivan is this captain's chair. That's it. Took out a lot of weight. Over 300 pounds it took out. Seriously. Because there are 2 second-row seats and then 2 third-row seats. They're all gone. I took them out. So I've got my bins here. This is a big one. And then I've got a smaller one. And under that, I've got another, like one of those old dark blue bins. And these hold things. This hold mostly food and things like that. This holds knickknacks, things that I need to get easy. And then the blue one under here holds things that I would consider maybe like part of a garage. Okay, so this is my setup. Now, let's go ahead and imagine you want to build out. This is what I want to talk about. This is a no build out. I've got plenty of room, as you can see. But let's pretend that you have the passenger seat still here. Okay? Well, what you can do is those bins, what I've seen done is these bins here, they can be put here, here, and here. This is a little bit wider than it is back there because if you consider a minivan is wide here, but then it kind of goes in. I've got these cup holder things and it kind of goes around. So this is actually wider than it is back here. It's just the way it is on a minivan. So if you were going to do that, you'd probably use this sliding door. Because what you're going to do, here's the thing. Try to keep it just in your, imagine this. If you have a build out and you're probably going to put things along here, you're not going to be able to step through like I can. Let me show you. This is what I can do. I can step through. I've got things on my seat, but I can step through. I can get in and out of my driver's side door and I can step around. But if you have things here, if you have a build out, you're not going to be able to do that. So you're most likely going to want to use this sliding door because this is against the curb, not the road. So you could put 3 bins here that were back there. You're going to want to put your bed frame here. Against the driver's side. Yeah. Now, how are you going to do a bed frame? Well, you're going to want to either make it out of lightweight plywood or some people actually get a cot. I personally wouldn't want a cot. But maybe Paul had a cot for a long time and he actually liked it. Or what you can do is you can get these plastic, they're like tables, they're square tables. It's almost like this, sort of like the plastic that you find really harder plastic. And you just get a bunch of those and you can anchor them together, like wire them together so they don't shift. And that could be your bed frame. I don't think I could deal with, in fact, I know I couldn't, having a build out because I'm a side sleeper and my bed would have to be so wide, which is going to take up so much of this space. I like to have pillows on my knees when I sleep. And then when I turn, they're just going to fall off the bed. They really, they really are. So, but some of you, I mean, let's face it, you need to have a build out because you don't have good knees. You're tall. Maybe you're bigger. You need to have a bed. You just need to do that. So that's cool. So that's why I'm talking about this, because not it's not a one size fit all life. Everybody has different needs, different wants, different expectations, and you desire a different system. Okay, so here's the side for your bed. Now, since these are going to be moved, all of these dressers here, and even the back there, I mean, hey, come on. You could put that bed frame all the way back. You really could. So you could have it and just come to here, and this could be your bed. Now, a lot of people use like a memory foam. They get a memory foam and they put that on there, right, on their bed frame. And here's the thing. See, I have all of these bins here. You could get smaller bins and store them under your bed frame. Yeah, oh yeah. And like the stuff back. And then what you could do is the stuff that would be like for more your, like what I call the garage back there. Here's what you can do. You could put them like maybe near the passenger seat, and you can move them around as need to be if somebody was going to, travel with you. That's one of the things about taking out your passenger seat. There's nobody else that can drive, that can ride in your car with you. I have no other seats except this one. But I will tell you that I have driven Abby and Paul around, and I've driven people back here. They just kind of like stay low, stay down, and I drive them. Yeah. So you can do it. You're not supposed to, but you can do it. So this is going to be a whole different system. That's what I am kind of discussing here. Now, let's go to this side here. You're going to be getting this is going to be your bed frame, and you're going to have a lot of things stored under, and even here, because I don't know if your bed frames, it is not going to go all the way. You're going to have these three here against here. But let's go to this other side and look at this. So this is your passenger side, and what you're going to do is, this is a sliding door. You're going to have to use this, because you're not going to be able to climb over the way I did. So you're going to be always going to have to get out of your seat, come around, and come through here. I mean, it's a given. Or it could be turned around either way, but usually this is the side you're going to want to use if you can use it. This would have to go back. And you know what? It could go all the way back there, or it could be here, and you could have other bins that go back. You get it? Like, I don't, because I've got these here. But there's like this much space that you could be using that I can't use because I'm already using it. I couldn't push anything back, but you could if this was your build out, if you wanted a build out. Are you getting this? Like right here would be maybe where this dresser goes. It goes here. This is going to be open so you can get in and out. But you could have a couple things here that you could move around. When you get in, just kind of shift it over. And once you get in and you shut the door, you can push it back over there. I mean, you do have to improvise a little bit in this lifestyle. You got to kind of do what I call the shifting. Do the shift here, the shift there, got to shift this here. Yeah, it could be a whole dance, right? The shifting dance. We do it when we live in minivans. We're doing that shifting around a lot. So these are the small little details. Now, if you have your passenger seat here, you can still stack things up. How often are you going to, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you're in a minivan, you're solo, right? How often are you going to be having people travel with you? Now, I do know some people that do, they still have their passenger seat. Sometimes they drive with their mom or their family or their friends, and they go into town together, right? But when that doesn't happen, you can still have things stacked on top of you and utilize that area. The bottom where the feet go and, you know, the seat, you could have things on there. Yeah. And so what I have seen, my friends who do have that system, what they do is when they just get their van ready, when they know that they're going to have a passenger and they're going to go on an outing, they kind of shift things. They do the shift dance. They've got to shift things around, right? So, yeah. Now, so if you're new, that way down where the feet go, down in my passenger seat, that's where I keep my water, my extra water that I travel with that fits in there just perfectly. Yeah. I will mention that I did have leaks coming in to my van. I had leaks coming in. And I suspected that it was the windshield. A lot of you said, hey, it's leaking in through your windshield when it rains. Because it would only happen when it rains. So I kind of figured that out. Inspector Clouseau, you know, or Inspector Gadget. Remember him? Inspector Gadget, right? So what happened was about a month and a half ago, I got a new windshield. It had a big crack in it. And so I finally got the new windshield. I am happy to report there has been no more water down there. It was the windshield. It was coming through the windshield. Yeah. Yay! Yay! Okay, so this is my no build out. Big bin, it fits perfect here. I've got this space in between here. I can put, and during the day, I can put my pee bottle here. And what I've got, let's look at this. Let's look at this, what I got here. You know, this is one of those boxy cloth, I don't know what you call them, but they're little, they fit in these little cubbies and you can pull them out. It's just like, cloth, really. And I think there's cardboard in there. They're like square boxes. Well, I use one of these and I took out the bottom, that thing that kept it square so that I can move it around. This is kind of an odd shape right now, but I keep kind of cool stuff in here that I might need as a driver because I don't have anything else here. When I took out the passenger seat, it took out that thing that it was attached to it in this Kia Sedona that had like, you could put change in it. It kind of held, it's like a little tray and it had a little cup holder. Yeah, one of those things. So I keep things in here that I need. Yeah. Like if I'm going to wipe off my window when I go to drive in the morning, it's got condensation. I've got tape in there. It's got, yeah, some stuff in there that I might need right away. And so I just keep these bins. This works. This is like a table for me. I've got my Jackery. And I set mine now that I definitely need, it's going to get warmer. I definitely need my fan. Yeah. And I can just plug it into there. So this is my no build out. I will say that I've tweaked it. The first couple of years I did a lot of tweaking on my no build out. But it's been like this now for 4 years. There is no need to change anything on my design. When I got a new van, I had to get a new one, and it just was like sent from heaven, sent from God. And I believe that it was another Kia Sedona, because every minivan brand is different. Every make is different. They really are, in how the seats come out, how easy it is to get the seats out, how, you know, where things are. So it was a blessing that it was another Kia, because changing over from one van to another isn't all that easy. But the point I'm making is this whole system has been the same for 4 full years. There's no more tweaking on this, really. Everything fits where it should go. And if you want to do the build out, you want to do the build out dance, and I've seen some fabulous ones. In fact, I'm going to leave you in comments. I'm going to pin Glenna's build out. Her inside, she's a minivan girl. And I'm going to, she had the most awesome, and she's small like me. And she has good knees, but she wanted a build out. And so I'm sitting on the ground. She's not that tall. She could just sit on her bed and just sit there or lay back. It was almost the same. I really did. She had the best, I think, build out for somebody my size. Yeah. But like I said, basically, bed would go all the way back in here. Try to imagine these here. She had her dresser here. Actually, what she actually didn't really have one of these dressers. Ooh, I'm crooked. She actually had everything under here. And on top of here, she had her coffee maker, and she had her fan going, but she had a dresser. It was what was it? It was almost like a bookshelf here. She had a bookshelf going across here. She could get in, but her bookshelf came to about here and went all the way back. She had, because she works with Poshmark, she's at Be a Lighthouse, if you want to find her Poshmark business, and she's got really nice clothes. But she had a printer in one of the one of the shelvings. She had a really nice setup, and she still had her passenger seat because her and her mom would go somewhere every once in a while. Well, I hope this was helpful. I do want to mention about fear. On some of you say, I'm so nervous about doing this. I'm so nervous to get started. I want to do it, but I'm scared. Here's the thing. Our greatest fears lie in anticipation. That's by Balzac. Yeah, him. I'm a writer. Our greatest fears lie in anticipation. Once you get going, you just have to take that leap of faith to get started. Now, and here's another thing that a lot of you say, and I feel it too, things are a little bit unstable right now. We don't really know what's going on. So, you don't know whether should I sell my home, should I just do it? Well, I say dabble in it for a while before you make that big decision. But if you feel like you're facing eviction, if you feel like you can't maintain your home anymore, paying the mortgage or doing the upkeep on it, if you just feel like you just can't take it anymore, maybe you own your home. It's kind of hard to pick your neighbors when you own your home. If you're renting, you can move. But if you own your home, oh my gosh. And things just don't seem stable enough where you're at, you just might need to sell, or you might need to give you notice on your rent. There you go. But what I do recommend, I'm serious, what I do recommend is to get the book. How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Leeway. It goes for SUVs, it goes for sedans, it goes for Class C's, Class B's, whatever. Seriously, I've got it totally organized up for you. Totally. From the thought to living it. Even beyond getting started, but actually living it. It's not this great big novel read. It's got lots of lists in it. It's easy to read, but it is thorough. It is a complete book on how to do this. I wrote it 2 years ago. I'd already been a nomad for a while, and I wanted you to have y'all to have something that you could get started with, something as a reference. What am I going to do? I start you off in the book with even thinking about it, how to get yourself organized in your mind, let alone your mind, but then get it on paper and then start making those baby steps. Because everything that's been created, everything has been created twice. It's first a thought, then out here it materializes. What you hold in your head, you hold in your hand. Yes, it goes from a thought, an idea, to materialized, right? So, this book is actually, I think it's almost necessary if you want to get through this easy. So, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I really wanted to address this again because so many of you are like, I bought my stuff, I'm getting my stuff, I've got it in a room, and I'm putting it aside, and now I'm buying all these things. Now I'm looking for a van. Well, once you get that, and in the book, I tell you, which is kind of like, probably is going to be my next video. I'm going to talk about it. What are the first steps? You now let's say you have your van. Now what do? I'm going to go in baby steps of what you should do first. Don't just throw a bunch of stuff in your van. There's some preparation you need to make. So, alrighty. I love you guys. I really do. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It's really important to me, and it really does help me. And you can go to minivanlee.com if you want to give me any gifts. I get 100% of everything because it's my own website and it's secure. And neck gaiters, you can see I got sleeveless, but I'm still wearing my neck gaiters. And I've got the exercise videos to stay healthy and strong in this nomad life. And I devise them. It's what I do. And I'm 70, and I devise them. They're not hard, but they will keep you in shape. I'm in shape, and you can, if you want to do the same things I do, as long as you're not disabled, that, you know, yeah, you can get in shape too. So until tomorrow, everybody, we'll have a new episode, and I'm going to go step by step with you. Bye.